Hello, I'm Brian Dobson, owner of Metroflex Gym, the original home of hardcore training. This pandemic has nearly crippled the fitness industry we all so dearly love. With Metroflex gyms now opening up all across the country, it's our turn to hit back. If your health was ever a priority, now's the time. Now's the time to stop feeding your fear and your anxieties and feed your desire to get back on the saddle. For desire is the starting point of all achievement. For those who feel uncertain for what the future will hold, I'm here to assure you Metroflex Gym will continue to provide a platform for bodybuilding and strength conditioning athletes all across the nation. This optimism extends to potential owners looking to venture into owning and operating a Metroflex Gym. With interest rates at an all-time low, you can open up your own Metroflex Gym for the price of a new car. Our Metroflex Gyms are back in business. We're now waiting for you to do the same. Stay hardcore, y'all. God bless.
I'm Dave Palumbo, founder of Species Nutrition. I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind, to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work and are backed by science. From my earliest bodybuilding days, I believed in only putting the best in my body, and that lives on in the Species Nutrition line of products. We use only top-of-the-line formulations dosed for maximum results and the best flavoring systems available. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
When you're asleep, they're just getting started. John Romano, Dave Palumbo, After Hours.
Welcome back to another edition of After Hours. I'm Dave Palumbo, joined as always by my longtime compatriot in crime, John Romano. And John, we are back again for another week, and I have my I Can See Fake Natty shirt. Compliments of our friend Bobby Muscles there.
Now Bobby sent me a shirt. I gotta wear it, but the thing is, it's just on the front. It says "Don't blame me," so it's not really like what if, you got to see the back where it says "Blame the trend."
Yeah. The funny thing is that I'm interviewing. Well, I'm not interviewing. We're debating Lane Norton and I today on the calorie versus macros debate, and I was gonna wear this shirt. I just happened to put it on because I just got it, and I just realized if I wear this shirt with Lane Norton, he's gonna probably think I'm like taking a shot at him or something like that. So I'm gonna have to change before I have the interview, before I get on the TV show with him, because I don't want him to think I'm insinuating that he's a fake natty or anything like that. But
yeah, you can't do that.
It's not politically correct. Now,
don't do years of rhetoric.
I want to just, we're always showing products, we're always eating stuff on the air. I want to show Legendary Foods, John, in case you didn't know, is a new company out, but it's by the owner of Quest, Ron, who we know for many, many years. Ron sold the company for $1 billion, about 2 years ago? Yeah, anyway, yeah. I guess it's Do Not Compete, or maybe he doesn't even have one. He started Legendary Foods. These are protein, basically zero-carb Pop-Tarts, John. I got to get him to send you a couple boxes of this stuff. These things are like outrageous. Now, not to be confused with the Jumbo Palumbo Light cookies, they're about the same size, right? But they got different macros. These have some carbs in them, and these taste like cookies. These are Pop-Tarts. It's amazing that these things have no absorbable sugar in them, John. They use that allulose sugar that's not absorbable. So great product. You guys can check it out at Legendary Foods. What?
Call the Cattlemen's Association and get a meat sponsor so I could hang like a carcass.
There you go. Right.
A cow, half a cow, and I'll say, look at this great steer meat I just got sent.
Derek Anthony would have pulled that one off, don't you think?
Diet series.
Derek Anthony would have pulled that off back in his day, right?
I actually did it at VPX with Jose Antonio, Dr. Ho.
Oh, really?
We were going to do a an expose on meat only, like a carnivore diet,
Right.
and I had contacted the Cattlemen's Association, and they sent me a big box of free beef.
Oh, they did? That's good. I always like
steak.
free stuff. Well,
Yeah.
they also Legendary Foods also has these seasoned almonds that are delicious too. So they have different flavors. They got the tangy ranch. They have buffalo blue wings. They have what else do they have? They had one more here. Oh, cheddar bacon.
These are
You'd like
Pop-Tarts?
the cheddar bacon. You'd love.
Oh.
So, anyway,
Wait, what are these things?
they're almonds that are flavored. Seasoned almonds. I always like those Blue Diamond almonds. You ever taste those Blue Diamond almonds? They have like a wasabi flavor, and they have a couple.
Yeah, I get the cocoa ones.
Right. These things make those taste like they don't even taste good. That's how
Really?
that's how good the seasonings on these things are. They're amazing. They got nut butters too, but I couldn't carry everything over from my house with one hand. So that's my shameless plug for the week. But these Legendary Foods has got some great stuff. You know what, Ron, the owner, when he started Quest, everyone told him he couldn't make the bar he wanted to make. I don't know if you remember. He wanted to make a high protein, basically no net carb, moderate fat bar. And they're like, you can't make it. He's like, well, I'll just make my own machines to make it. Kind of like what Jack did over at VPX,
Yeah. With the raw bar. Yeah, his bar was raw.
Yeah, Jack's bar just, it went bad if you didn't sell them fast enough because they were raw.
Right.
But Jack, so Quest created their own machinery, and that's why no one was able to catch them for like 3 or 4 years. And they had a head start, and that's why they dominated the market eventually. But Legendary Foods is like taking it a step further. They're going for foods that people like kids will eat, like Pop-Tarts, and people like to snack on nuts and nut butters. Kids like to have sandwiches. So they're smart though because they're sticking with that no net carbs approach essentially. So you would never believe that these things have no net carbs. But I'll tell you something: if you're hungry and your blood sugar is low and you eat this, it goes lower. It doesn't go up because there's no carbs in it. You'll pass out if you eat these things. So anyway, that's the shameless plug.
Are they paying us for this?
They are. They are now the sponsor on RxMuscle officially. They are the title sponsor of Muscle in the Morning, so I'm very proud to say that. So.
Well, then the co-founder of RxMuscle, I think, should get a box.
Absolutely. We're going to get you sent a big box of stuff so that you can...
Because I can put all that shit up here, too, and stay.
That's right. But by the way, speaking of shameless plugs, we got to get Gaspari on. Gaspari should be sponsoring the After Hour show. That's who should be sponsoring this show. Right up his alley. You got your shirt on?
Right now, Gaspari is sponsoring Gaspari.
Yeah, there you go.
It's it's a climb, man. I mean, you got to remember, Richie was a $90 million company,
I know.
And then he weathered the perfect storm with divorce, embezzlement, lawsuits, and he got knocked down. And he's picking himself up now and dusting himself off and getting back up, and he's doing really good. And absolutely, sponsorship is in the future, but. For right now, we're
Richie, I'll give you free pages in the magazine. We're in Barnes and Noble. Don't advertise on RX. On RX.
I wonder. I always wanted to be the fly on the wall the day that he had to accept the fact that Barnes and Noble was gone, and his whole advertising MO was moot.
We're number one on Amazon.com.
They don't sell magazines, Steve.
I think they do now. Alan, don't they sell magazines?
Steve, I'm barbecuing my salmon burgers. Can you please leave me alone? I'm off the clock right now.
Alan was the tuna guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got my tuna steaks in the barbecue. Steve, I can't hear you. I'm home.
Who carries MD now? But I thought it was Amazon. What's that company called?
Remember how nervous he used to get on Friday afternoon because he had to get out of there, because the tuna steaks were on.
His wife was probably the yellow,
and he would be deathly afraid that Fleckman would come strolling in and say, "Yeah, Alan, do we have all the best photos of Lee's glutes?" And he make him stay.
Speaking of Lee's glutes. We're a little later today. We're recording a really very to get serious here for a minute. We're doing a really cool panel show where we're going to have a panel of various bodybuilders: Tricky Jackson, Nicole Duncan, who's a fitness pro, Sean Ray, you and me are going to discuss racial tensions, race relations in the regular world and as it applies to the bodybuilding world. If there is an application, of course there is. And I think it's an interesting debate. I will say that Lee Priest told me that he would be considered a racist, so he turned down coming on the panel. And I reached out to Linda Murray, no response from her. So it should be a good panel. I'm going to actually, maybe when Gregg comes on, I'm going to ask Gregg if he wants to join us too, because I think he'd be good with that. That's going to be a good discussion. I know you have some strong opinions, and Nicole and Tricky do, and I think it's going to be a good thing. You know what? Actually, what's his name? Lee actually sent me a really good video. What was that? What's that? I'm drawing a blank now. What's that black woman's who did that? You know, that great viral Facebook video talking about how giving the statistics about blacks versus whites, but she was in favor. She was against this whole Floyd campaign that's out there. What's her name?
I didn't see it.
You've seen it. You've seen it. I think I sent
I probably have seen it. I just thought, Candice Owen.
Oh, Candice Owen. Yeah, Candice Owen.
Yeah.
You guys want to watch a great video? Lee sent me this thing. It was Candice Owen interviewing Larry Elder.
Yes.
What a great conversation they were having. I mean, it was so logical. I'm sure a lot of black people don't like the two of them because they come from a different angle. But it was really historically pretty. It was like I really got a history lesson on African American people throughout time, just listening to the two of them talk. Larry is an amazing wealth of knowledge.
Encyclopedia.
Yeah. This guy, man, I'd love to see him on a panel debating some of these people on national TV. But
the problem with this whole debate is that Candace Owens, Larry Elders and company, there's other ones too. Well, there's a lot of video out there. These people are deciphering facts, their statistics, their real numbers. And what happens is it goes completely against the mainstream media mantra and the narrative.
Right.
The narrative is that blacks are being slaughtered by the cops. It's open season on blacks.
Right.
Black mothers are afraid to send their kids to school because they're afraid they're going to get murdered by cops on the way home.
Yeah.
This shit does not happen.
No.
And when you take and they definitely did a good job of depicting the fact that last year there was 420 million interactions between the public and the police. 420 million. There's 330 million people in the whole country, so that means some people visited them 5-6 times. All right. So 420 million interactions with the public and the police. 9 black men shot by the cops who were unarmed. 5 of them were justified. 4 were not. 4 were outright killings. 4 were outright killings out of 420 million interactions with the public.
And how many white people? There was
100%.
But there was a way more white people that were killed by cops.
Yes.
That were unjustified. Way more.
Yes.
So cops kill people all the time. Is what the bottom line was here. It's not. But we only hear about it when it's when a black person is shot, and that's understandable. But at the same time, I think what they're trying to say, these two individuals, is that they're trying to say is that the politicians are generating a rhetoric,
false narrative,
a narrative to get people scared and to get people outraged, to keep people divided rather than allow us to come together. They made an interesting point too about, we should probably discuss this on the panel later, about a lot of these civil rights leaders. They don't have anything to do anymore, so they almost they go looking for civil rights issues because they're out of a job now because there's no more civil rights movement. We've been integrated, everything's integrated. So anyway, it was an interesting read, and I thought Lee Priest, had an interesting point of view there. I wish he would have come on the panel because I think he's got a good viewpoint, but he just doesn't want to do it. So anyway, that'll be a little later today. What else did I want to talk about? The commercial contest. So we have the Jumbo Palumbo commercial contest, which is really, I did it because I like to get our viewers, John, our Whack Pack audience, to participate. And we got about 5 submissions for commercials, 20-second commercials. advertising the Jumbo Palumbo cookie, and I wanted people to be creative, and we said we were going to give a prize. I think Mr. G promised the world, but we'll solidify when he comes on in a little bit what the actual first place will be, and second and third place. And next week, we'll play the commercials, because I got a submission today, which was the last day, so I haven't been able to pull it up yet. So I don't want to play all the other submissions without this one. So next week, we'll play the submissions, and then our Whack Pack panel could vote on who the best ones are, and we'll go from there. Some of them were very creative. Some were goofy. To me, the cornier the commercial, the better it is in terms of what I like. I don't know about you.
True, but some of them are very creative.
Yeah.
Very creative people out there.
Yeah. I like that. Everyone's sitting home doing nothing. So I'm like, you know what? Fucking make a 20-second commercial,
Right.
And, that's something that one of the submissions I showed you was an animation. I actually played it on Heavy Muscle Radio. But I love people who can do their own animations, even if they're don't look exactly like me or this person or that person. It shows creativity. So, guys, I'm going to give you another week. You have the next 5 or 6 days to get your submissions in for the Jumbo Palumbo commercial, 20-second Jumbo Palumbo commercial for the cookie.
Why does everybody call me to get on the show?
I don't know. I think they're having trouble. Who is it? Jimmy?
I got Greg calling me. Jimmy's calling me.
Let's see if we can get Greg to join. Tyler, can you get him in there?
No, I'm popping it up.
All right, hold on. Get Greg and get Jimmy.
Yeah, Greg's calling me again.
All right, it's just Greg. Greg is the only punctual person who we actually have on the show, if you notice.
Right. Well, he's got nothing else to do.
That's true. That's true. Jimmy's probably out, at a cemetery, taking a leak somewhere.
I got to put my earbuds in. I can't hear shit.
Calling. Did you see him take a shit?
I don't know what he did. He just took off on me. Oh, there he is.
I thought you said he to take a shit.
He's got to get his headphones on. He's got to get his headphones. Let's see if we can get Greg to join in here. What else did I have on my agenda?
Hey.
Oh, hey, there he is. Greg, what's up?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can. Can you hear us? Here we go again. How you feeling, Greg?
All right, same shit. Blah, blah, blah.
We have I was telling John, we're doing a panel discussion later on racial tensions in the world and how it applies to the bodybuilding industry. I have Tricky Jackson, Nicole Duncan on, Sean Ray, and John and myself. You want to join the panel later? I don't know if you're around at 3:30.
What time, 3:30?
Yeah.
I think I could do that.
Okay. As John said, you really don't do anything all day anyway, right? So it's not like you have a lot of stuff going on. Have you guys gone out yet? I know John has. Greg, are you going out without a mask and doing stuff now?
Yeah, I do. I go out. I wear the mask because they won't let you not wear the mask in the stores.
Oh, really? Is that New York? It's mandatory?
What's that?
Is it mandatory in New York?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
There's a lot of stuff that in New York is still not open.
I didn't know that.
I was in Manhattan yesterday. Half of it's still just not open.
Wow.
So I'm kind of curious as to this mask wearing thing. Right on the box of the surgical masks that they want you to wear, right printed on the box,
right.
It says not effective. Doesn't work. Doesn't work for COVID-19 protection.
Right.
Does not work.
Right.
So now I go to a store and they go, you got to put on a mask. Well, what if I show them the box and I said, can you read that line right there where it says this fucking thing don't work? Why are you making me wear it? It says it doesn't work. Okay?
John.
You routinely do things that that it says right on the package doesn't work. Okay, let me take a laxative. Doesn't work for unblocking your valve. Well, I'm going to take it anyway, and hopefully I'll take a shit. This is what we're talking about here.
But, I was in a store, and I was in a shop, right? And the guy that was putting the eggs in, I don't know if I already told you guys this. I know I've talked about it before. But the guy that was putting the eggs in was talking to me, and he had a mask on, and I had a mask on, and I was literally about 3-4 feet away from him, and I could smell his breath.
It doesn't stop it.
That's what I'm saying. But if I could smell your breath and shit, and it stunk really bad, I'm like, holy fuck, bro. It's like if I could smell your breath, through that mask. So how is that stopping anything? It's just like my girlfriend and I were going out, and a guy was delivering Domino's pizza to the door for my daughter. And as we were walking out, the guy, he had a mask on, and he goes, "Wow, you smell really good." He said to my girlfriend because she smelled her cologne. And I'm like, "Holy fuck, you smell that shit?" Her perfume. You know what I mean? He's like, you smell that shit with your mask on? How could that really be stopping particles? You know what I mean, right? Am I right or wrong?
Here's one for you. You got most people wear underwear and a pair of pants, right?
Right. For me, yeah.
Okay. You blow a fart, you're gonna smell it.
Of course.
Is it infectious?
So it doesn't fucking work.
Is the fart infectious though?
Well, yeah, your ass particles.
When you smell a fart, and it smells like shit.
Yeah.
The reason it smells like shit is because there's actual shit particles in the air that are going in your nose.
Well, can you get COVID from farts? Has anyone explored that?
No.
I think no, I don't think.
Greg, you should go and do some research on that because you like smelling farts. So
I don't like smelling.
You only like smelling girls' farts, right?
Well, they're it's from a hot girl. They don't smell. They smell like fucking chocolate chip cookies.
Jimmy also is a smeller of farts, isn't he? He's an underwear sniffer, right?
What's that?
Jimmy's an underwear sniffer. He can tell what a person ate a couple hours before by the underwear smell.
Right.
So he says.
But, it's true though. I don't understand how any of this shit works for any. I understand the hands, like you touch something, but even that. Now they're trying to say that the virus does not live on a dead surface. A virus needs a host. It needs moisture. It needs, that's how it lives. It can't just live on like a wood surface, just sit around hoping that somebody comes over and touches it. It's different if fresh.
Right. What's the latest statistic since all these riots? Did we get any more cases? I haven't been following it. I stopped. I lost interest.
Well, wait a minute now. Let me tell you something. They had a thing here, a nurse in New York. I've given my story about this before. Exactly what happened to me. How when I went in, when I was bleeding, when I woke up, remember I told you I was being intubated. Right. I had the fucking thing down my throat. I snapped the cords. I pulled it out. They had me in with the COVID patients. Well, there's a woman who here just got fired. It's all over. It was on the news.
The one with the baseball hat on?
I think she did have
She had a baseball cap on, right? From East Elmhurst Hospital.
Right. I think you're right.
I saw that.
She was actually in a upstairs unit where a guy had a stroke, right? And she was taking care of him upstairs. The next day they sent her downstairs because they were shorthanded and she worked in a covert unit. And when she got in there, she saw the guy that was upstairs. He was in there for like a week and he had no covert, right?
Yeah.
She comes downstairs and she sees that guy now is in with the covert patients and he's on a breathing tube. And she videotaped the whole fucking thing. And she goes, "Wait a minute, I've been his nurse. He was upstairs. He had a fucking big stroke, like a massive stroke. What the fuck is he doing down here?" Well, they didn't know where to put him, so they stuck him in with the covert people, right?
COVID, yeah.
So now he contracted the COVID virus to the point where
COVID,
because he was on a stroke, he was on a ventilator. And she documented it and put it out there, and then she got fired for that. But the thing is, so how do we know? And this is what John I know talks about on his Facebook, and we all talk about this. How do we know that all these deaths are accurate? Because if that guy dies, now he's going to be listed as a COVID patient. I could have been listed as a COVID patient. They took me. I had nothing to do with that. If I didn't get the fuck out of that hospital,
you'd be dead.
I might have been.
Yeah, you'd be dead.
I might have been.
You will die. You will die if you go to the hospital. If you get on that ventilator, you're dead. They're just waiting for you to die.
Yeah.
Because the ventilator is a high pressure thing. It blows out the bronchi in the lungs. It makes them weaker and weaker and weaker. They kept turning up the pressure, and they keep putting them on drips. She showed one guy had 7 drips in him, all kinds of fucking drugs, muscle relaxers, all kinds of shit. So, $29,000 the hospital gets for the ventilator, plus hundreds and thousands of dollars for each of those drugs they got dripping in, plus the room, plus everything else, and they're killing these people.
You might as well just go to the Ritz-Carlton or the Plaza Hotel.
Wait a minute. John, the other thing that lady was saying was that they got you because no family is there. And that's what happened to me, too. Because my family would have been like, what the fuck is he doing on a ventilator? Get him off that fucking ventilator. See, they don't, Dave, let me tell you something. Your little children, let's say, God forbid, your little boy had to have some sort of surgery or something or whatever, had to go to hospital. They wouldn't allow you or Amanda in there with him. So you picture your little boy alone, alone with nurses. I saw a little boy like that.
Wow.
He was older than your boy. He was probably closer to 10, but he was by himself, and he was on a ventilator. And I was thinking to myself, oh, my God.
Greg was going to rip the ventilator out and free the kid, like Free Willy. Now, what is this? Where did Romano go now?
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. I think you're frozen, though. Can we see him?
Uh-oh, here we go.
Here
we fucking go.
We got a weird view. We got to look at the view you got on the screen there, Tyler. You got the whole studio here.
Behind the scenes.
I wanted to show them my pen, my syringe pen. Jimmy, what does this syringe pen remind you of?
Wait a minute, I can't even see you. Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
Can you see me?
I can see you. George, Mr. G, turn your phone sideways.
It is sideways.
You got to undo you got the lock on, the orientation lock on. I don't know. No, he snuck in.
What am I looking at?
Look at that. Can you see that pen?
Yeah, I could barely see it, yeah.
What is it? Who had a pen like that?
It looks like a bottle of Sustanon. Oh, no, wait a minute.
It's a syringe pen. Mr. G, who had this?
Had that.
Who had this syringe pen? Sign in.
The preloaded Sustanon?
Who had this in their gym? George, you trained at the gym, for God's sakes, for how many years? Mahalik.
Was that the... Who?
Didn't Mahalik have a syringe sign-in pen?
Oh,
yes.
Dave.
You guys are losing your mind. 60 years old, you can't remember anything anymore.
I can't even see the fucking thing. It looks like something you stick in your ass.
What happened to John? Well, we did lose him? And Greg?
No,
I got a trade-off. I got Mr. G and Jimmy the Bull. Anyway, Mr. G, I got my jumbo lights. I know we talked about them last week, but we've been eating them. We're almost out of them already. I got to tell you.
Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Dave. We're making a whole batch of the cannoli.
Oh, so great! Look at Jimmy. He's cutting the bushes.
Is that what he's doing?
Oh, you know, some fucking people got to do shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, you go ahead and cut your bushes down. I'll talk to Mr. G about the cookies.
This is what happens when you're fucking broke and you gotta do shit yourself.
Yeah, he's got a camera person there. I see.
Jimmy, listen. Jimmy's not broke. Jimmy's an Italian. Italians are like Jews. They save money.
Can we get John and Greg back? All right. Now, Mr. G, my feedback. Let me get these other guys on first. I'll give you my feedback on the cookies.
Okay.
Yeah, George, did you send me the cookies, by the way?
Yeah.
Georgie, did you send me the cookies?
Sending you cookies today because I want to send you the cannoli.
I think your gardener stole the cookies from your mailbox there, Jimmy. Oh, here he is. All right, John's back.
I fired that motherfucker.
Hey, John.
Where's Greg?
He was stuck out in where you threw wherever you put me. He's in the same place.
Hey, John, everybody likes that Sparry shirt.
Yeah, man, we sell them on the website.
What is that, like Top Gun? Is that what it's supposed to look like?
Yeah, it's got Gaspari up here, and it's got the flag over here.
Yeah. Has anyone seen the new Top Gun movie? Or is it out yet?
No, they moved the release date to December.
Oh, okay. You know, I was working as an usher in the movie theaters.
Your brand if I don't get any cookies.
Yeah, hold on, wait. Before you get to the cookies, I was a movie usher, John. One of my 2 or 3 jobs I had my whole life. I was a movie usher one summer, and 1986, the year I graduated high school, and Top Gun was in the theater. That's how I remember that. 1986.
2 or 3 jobs.
Maybe. One of them was only for one day, Jimmy. The other one was one was for about 8 weeks.
There he is.
Yeah, there
laughing.
it is.
I know for a fact that's true.
I need to borrow that.
Jimmy,
thing.
cutting the hedges?
Yeah,
let me-
man, you know, look.
Mr. G, here's my feedback on the
Fucking
cookies.
bullshit, but you know, I got to do what I got to do. You know.
Let Jimmy do his thing. I'm going to talk here. Mr. G, the Jumbo Light cookies are terrific. I'm going to tell you, the chocolate chips are outstanding. You got them down. They are 100%. The macadamia nut chocolate chip are phenomenal. The peanut butter I love, but they're a little bland. Yeah. A couple people have complained, they're a little dry. So we got to make them a little moister and a little sweeter. I don't care. I like them, but other people like a little sweeter and a little moister. What can we do for the peanut butter?
White chocolate chips in them.
I love them.
He's got the peanut butter chips in them.
Put white chocolate chips in with the peanut butter. It'll save it, I promise.
Ah, there you go, Mr. G.
I can
Jimmy,
do
you
without.
look good, buddy.
They're
You look
delicious.
good.
I wouldn't know, though, because I don't get any cookies.
Greg got cannolis, for God's
sake.
sakes.
You get no fucking cookies either.
John, the only reason why I was shipping out, but I'm still baking. I have to get out of the baking and hire some more people.
Hey, George, why don't you hire?
That's good.
I got a perfect match here, George. Greg needs a job. Why don't you set up a little satellite office in Greg's kitchen? He can cook cookies for you. He's Italian. He can cook anything, and he can help you with the manufacturing of the cookies.
There you go, Joe.
He needs a job. You need to hire someone.
Come out with a hot dog.
Greg's got the old Italian ovens probably in the house that his grandparents built. Set him up over there.
His grandparents.
Hey, George.
Jimmy, did you cut the wire? I think Jimmy cut the wire.
I think I did because it just shut off.
Jimmy,
He's
you know
gonna
they
get a
make
shock
battery.
now.
You know
What?
they make battery operated ones now. You know that, Jimmy, right?
Yeah, for double the price.
They're $50
Forget
on Amazon.com. I just bought one. I don't think you need to use the one with the
Well,
20,000
I went
foot
to Home
extension
Depot.
cord.
Wait till he grabs the cord where he cut it. He's gonna jump right over that.
I probably should have unplugged it, right, John?
Hey, George. Jimmy's waiting for you to make a Jumbo Light hot dog.
How come no one's made a protein hot dog?
I'm waiting for George to do Jimmy the Bull cookie.
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting
There
for.
you go,
love-
Jimmy the Bull hot dog.
I think you should make a protein hot dog. That's a great idea.
Dude, you eat the hot dog. It's got mustard, ketchup, fucking sour cream, all
I
that
don't fucking know.
shit inside it.
It's a good idea, Greg.
Oh, you should sell Jimmy the Bull burgers.
Wait,
You should
how
sell-
about- you
I need a fucking job too.
you could call it the Bulldog.
There you go.
I like that.
Jimmy,
Iron Bulldog.
Jimmy, that hedge looks like an ass.
Like Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Listen, don't laugh. I just fired
What
my
the hell are you
landscaper.
doing?
He fired his ass.
The guy wanted $600 fucking dollars.
To cut
I
the
haven't
hedge.
shut up. Fucking
Right
year. I
now.
haven't seen my landscaper in a fucking year and a half. I haven't seen the fucking guy. He shows up in my driveway the other day. And he says, "Hey, Jimmy," he's walking like this. I says, "Yeah, what's going on, Jose?" I said, "Where you been, man? I thought you went back to your country. It's for a year and a half already, you know." He goes, "No, I had a knee surgery. It is." I says, "What's a year and a half, bro? What are you showing up now?" He goes, "Can I do the lawn?" I said, "No, I bought a fucking hedge trimmer, I bought a lawnmower, and I bought a weed whacker." I said, "I don't need your service no more." Well, how about the bill you owe me? I says, "I owe you a bill? I haven't seen you in a year and a half. What's the bill?" $625. I said, $625? For what? For what? I said, I can't do this right now. I says, "I'll talk to you later." And he walked away.
Hey, Jimmy, are those Jimmy's hedges? That's Italian, bro. My grandmother used to have them hedges.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
But the
That's
Italians
old
keep
school
manicured, not Jimmy.
That's
Yeah.
old school New York Guinea. The
Yeah, they
hedges.
are, baby. Yep.
But you're cutting into the shape of an ass.
Yeah.
Well, you have to. I mean, that's what attracts. That's what's attractive about it.
What?
I got an
Yeah,
ass.
no-
I got
Yeah,
an
Jimmy,
ass-
who's-
I got an ass over there. I got a-
Who's your
the other
camera
side, I got a
person, Jimmy?
vagina
That's what
down
I
there.
want to know.
I got a vagina on the other end.
Yeah.
I like the Bulldog. We got to do that. The Iron Bulldog.
You know what, John? You know what I'm impressed with? I got to be honest with you. That Jimmy actually has a wireless headset on, and that who's ever using the phone and filming, he's got like a cool setup over there. We hear him from a mile away. That's pretty high. That's sophisticated technology right there.
And the noise of the trimmer isn't that obnoxious?
No, he's got a good headset on.
Can I tell you why the noise is not obnoxious, John? Because this is a Blue Parrot headset, okay? $140. Wow. It's 99%, it's noise reduction.
It's
so
great.
I could be in a truck with the mufflers screaming, people yelling. I could be running people over with the truck. You'll never hear them because the sound reduction.
It's great. I got to tell you.
Look, you can see Jimmy's abs through his shirt.
Don't. He's got to start posing first, John. Don't get him started.
Why can't
I pose at 60 years old? Is there a problem with that?
Let's see it.
How many guys can pose at 60 years old?
Hit a couple shots. He's still wearing that Metrex shirt. It's like a small. When I used to work for Metrex with him, they would be like, "What size do you need, Dave?" I'm like, "I need a XXX." Jimmy would be like, "I'll take a medium." I'm like, "Jimmy, a medium? You have 260 pounds."
Watch out, man. I don't get too close to this blade.
Because you like the bottom of his shirt up here.
Do you know how hard that shirt probably is to get on? There's no way he puts that on himself.
Like a bench shirt.
Painted it on.
Put powder on. Put baby powder on and puts the shirt on like a bench shirt. Back in the day.
He buys the shirt underneath. You ever see what he does?
Excuse me, guys. This is a stretchable shirt, okay?
Jimmy, show us.
Let me see you take that shirt off, Jimmy. Listen, I want to see you get that shirt off yourself.
I don't like wearing baggy shit. I don't want to wear a sail for a t-shirt, okay? I like my underwear tight. I like my t-shirts tight.
Let me see, Jimmy. Let me see you take the shirt off.
I want to see his underwear. I want to see them underwear. I think Jimmy wears a thong.
He does.
Do you wear a guy thong?
Greg wants to see my underwear. Here you go. How's that?
We can't see it.
You imagine what the neighbors must think right now? A 60-year-old man exposing himself in the middle of his fucking yard.
Boy, Jimmy.
Okay.
Jimmy, you're going to have to register the next time you move.
It's probably the best thing they ever seen in years, these motherfuckers.
Hey, Dave.
They're all laughing.
Dave wears a thong.
They're boxer shorts.
I used to wear one. Yeah, I don't have big legs anymore. I don't need it anymore. Let me ask you a question.
I was spotting you squatting, and you were wearing like a leopard skin thong.
Yeah, leopard skin thong.
Who, me?
Oh, Dave! Dave was wearing a leopard skin thong. We were spotting.
Turn my store on.
Jimmy, let me ask you a question. Jimmy.
Yeah.
Don't you rent that house?
Yes.
Why are you doing why is the lawn your requirement?
Do what?
Why are you hedging the hedges if you're renting the place?
Well, what am I supposed to do? Let them grow wild?
Well,
like shit?
doesn't the person who owned the property have to do the lawn? I always did the lawn for the people who rented my houses.
I know because I rented one.
I'm responsible for the landscape.
What'd you get, a reduction in rent because of that?
Fucking ruined my hedges.
Well, that's what happens when you let the tenant cut the fucking bushes.
Now, do you notice he's got an electric trimmer?
Yeah.
He's cut the cord once already, and he's standing on an aluminum ladder.
What's wrong with this equation, right?
What could possibly go wrong?
You know what could go wrong?
Yeah, John, you're a typical contrast. A good thing I never worked for you.
Yeah, because I would have saved your
John,
life.
do you see how long that hedge is? It's got to be 100 feet there.
Dude, it's Italian.
He's going to be doing that for the next 6 hours.
And it goes like this.
Yeah.
The whole key is you gotta, when you're cutting the side of the, I'm gonna give you guys a quick lesson in landscaping. I know none of you do. Maybe Greg does, but you guys are.
You know, so yeah, I got the same.
You gotta do a nice. You gotta stroke it up like nice. Stroke on one shot, like you're buttering a piece of toast. Look, nice like that. And you gotta wash the cord. Make sure you don't cut the fucking cord. Nice. Look at that.
I thought you're not supposed to go against the grain.
What grain, Dave? The whole tree is a fucking grain.
It's good. You're gonna get ingrown bushes instead of ingrown hairs.
Yeah, exactly.
Now he's standing where he says, "Do not step."
I've never seen a tenant have to do their own lawn in my history of renting.
Jimmy, look down. What does that say? Right where your foot is. What does that say on the plastic?
It says, well, which language you want it in? It's got a couple of different languages. No es un peldaño, which in English means not a step.
Well,
where he just put his foot.
You know I like to live dangerous, John.
Yes, you do, Jimmy. You definitely do.
I do, man. It keeps me alive, man. That's what keeps me alive is the adventure and the danger.
That hedge is like a freaking. Greg is right. It's like 100 feet long.
Yeah, it probably is. Oh my God.
Do you see how long that thing? I told you, John. I wasn't kidding.
Look.
That thing is like it's like an acre there of hedging.
I know.
It looks like that. You remember The Shining? You remember the movie The Shining?
Yeah.
They had the big maze
The
with the
maze,
hedges.
the hedge maze.
Jimmy.
He looks like he's in the movie The Shining there.
I
Yeah.
got the same one right here. Look. The same trimmer.
Where's Greg?
My trimmer? I'm
I
gonna
got the
return
same
this
hedge
trimmer.
trimmer right here. Look.
I'm gonna return this hedge trimmer. You know why,
Give
Greg?
me the grid view.
Why?
First of all,
Hold
I
on,
went to
Greg.
Home
Let me see
Depot
that trimmer.
I got the fucking thing at Home Depot.
Yeah, except you have a battery, don't you, Greg, on that thing?
No,
Black and
it's
Decker.
cord.
Oh, it's a cord too? I actually bought a new... Guys, you should buy a new one. They're cordless now. The batteries are stronger than the actual electrical plugs.
Only me. I go to Home Depot. I buy this fine machine here, and it also has a little. You could twist the handle too. Look for angle cutting. That's nice, right?
But Jimmy, why would you buy one that has a plug?
Because the battery's too much money, and I'm probably going to return this after I use it.
Never go to Home Depot. Go to Lowe's.
John,
No, you go to Lowe's. Do you know why?
Listen.
Why?
Why?
You're a veteran. You get a 10% discount at
I
Lowe's.
get that at Home Depot.
They don't give the veterans discount at Home Depot.
Yeah, they do. I get it all the time. I use my son's card. They think I'm my son.
Greg is stealing the veterans.
They don't have it
benefits.
here. Only Lowe's.
I get the 10%. Anyway, make a long story short, I open up the box, I take it out nicer, and there's fucking grass and weeds all over. They sold me a fucking used fucking hedge. So now I'm gonna cut my fucking trees, and probably in the back, a little more over here in the front. I'm gonna put it back in the box and I'm bringing it back. Just like they did to me.
Jimmy, you're like the Puerto Rican girl. They do that shit. They go and they buy shoes and clothes and shit. They wear it off and then they send it back.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what the fuck I'm doing.
The funny thing is, he's going to say, I never used it. And they're going to be like, we watch After Hours. We saw you fucking buzzing the bushes in your backyard.
My ex-girlfriend used to do
let me
that.
just park this here. I'm getting a little thirsty, guys. Let me get over here and get my, I got my iced tea over here.
Iced tea, you need
Buy
a
whole
beer.
outfit and then bring it back. The next
Once
day.
again, we go through another hour of nothingness, basically. Mr. G, what do you got to... Mr. G, I want to just tell you an update. The Jumbo Palumbo commercial submissions are I'm giving them an extra 5 days. I got a submission today. Next week, we're going to play them on the air. We got about 5 commercials already. Some of them are really good. We'll play them next week. We're going to vote on who the best Jumbo Palumbo, I guess what we could say, weight gain cookie is going to be. And whoever wins. Now, what's the official prize package? Because people are asking me, George.
Well, with the prize package is what you said, right? $1,000.
$1,000, and you said you were going to give me a year's supply of cookies, right?
Right.
That's a lot of cookies.
Well, now you got to quantify a year's
I think what you should do is, why don't you do this, George? Listen.
It's like $2,000 prize. Well,
Yeah.
it's
Well, how about you
$1,000
give like second and third place some free cookies or something like that?
What's that, Dave?
Why don't we divide it up over the top 3 places so everyone gets something? The top 3 people get like some merchandise and money.
All right, hey Dave. Then you decide. It doesn't matter to me.
First place gets 500.
Yeah.
Second and third get 250.
Right.
And then they get free cookies.
Yeah, and you don't have to get a freak. You don't have to give them cookies for the whole year. Just send them a nice big box of cookies.
What about you also get a free trimming for the hedges by Jimmy?
Jimmy will come do your hedges for free. Yeah, exactly.
And if you don't have hedges, he'll plant them.
That's right.
Hey, Dave, do we have time? I want to introduce my new chef from Italy.
All right, yeah, bring him on.
Bring him in.
All right, hold on. Hey, hold on. First, let me tell you, I got to set it up. He speaks very broken English, and he's very shy. He doesn't like to show his face on camera.
Hey, no problem.
I have a feeling it's going to be... John, this is my prediction. It's probably one of his kids dressed up as an old Italian guy or something like that. I guarantee it.
I think it's going to be him.
Oh.
In a costume.
You're probably right.
All right, guys, before you introduce the Italian bakery, I want to show you the chemtrails up there.
All right.
How do you like that?
Oh, there they are again.
How do you like that?
What's that?
How do you know that's a chemtrail was not a what do you call it?
Because Jimmy's a flat earther.
Look at the little pulses. Look.
Get him going on that.
Look at it. How do you do that?
On that? Tell him, Jimmy, the earth is flat.
It's a contrail, not a chemtrail.
Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, that's a contrail. Right. That's a contrail. 75 miles long. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, oh, look.
Well, what are they spraying in there? What are they giving you?
Look at that.
That's hedge killer.
I hear they're gonna kill all the COVID with that stuff. Make sure you breathe it in, Jimmy.
Or they gave us COVID.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, whatever it is, I'm sure it's not good for us. That's damn sure.
Uh-oh. Italian chef.
All right, cut to Mr. G. Let's see what he's got. Let's meet his new Italian chef.
My name is the Mitt Chef. The Mitt Chef.
Can you cut the George talk?
I am Mr. G, friend. I come here to help Mr. G. I love RxMuscle. It's some paisanos on the show. You got the Romano, you got Palecchio, you got Valentino, and you got Palumbo. You what they call half Italian. They call him a Chewbacca. You see, they call me Chef Amita because when I'm from a town called Forget-the-Pata. It's a little town by Sicily. When I was a 5-year-old, my grandma Tina was cooking cannoli cookie, cannoli cookie, and she asked me, "Can I get the cookie out of the oven there?" I says, "Sure, Grandma Tina, I get them, but I forget to wear mitts, and I take them out, I burn my hands. So ever since I wear mitts, that's why they call me Chef Mitta. Yes." I figured I'd come here and help Mr. G make some of the food. I love, Mr. G, I love him when they call him Italian. He loves to he likes to use fresh ingredients. I'm like, what are you, crazy? How you make money like that? You got to be nuts.
All right, enough, Mitch Chef. I feel like this morning I was sleeping in and the gardeners were fucking running the lawnmowers, and I had my kids yelling. That's what I feel like the show has become. I hear Jimmy hedging lawns, trees, and Mr. G's the Italian chef is going off in my ear like my kids. I got a headache again. I need more Tylenol.
I got the picture here. I got Mr. G up to here with the name tag.
Yeah.
And then I got Jimmy the Bull.
Yeah.
The rest of the way up. And it looks like Jimmy the Bull's head on Mr. G's body. Well, he's trimming the head.
I know Mr. G. I Chef Amita.
All right. Well, Mid Chef, make sure you send us more cookies and cannolis and all that good stuff out to our people because we're hungry. We need food. So.
And we like free shit.